Hi, morning, Niamh. How are you today?
Hiya. Good, how are you?
I am fantastic, fantastic. Thank you very much, and welcome to the Business Spotlight. So, Niamh, tell me, please, a little about yourself and your business.
I am based in Belfast and I run a social media marketing agency. So it's just myself and my business partner, and she's actually based over in Bali. We've been running that for about 2 years now. So we mainly specialize in organic social media management and content creation. So we're sort of helping businesses. We started out sort of helping smaller businesses that have sort of failed to keep up an online presence and not really sure what they're doing when it comes to social media. So it started out like that, and then we've progressed into like sort of bigger clients, which is great. But we're still always there to help the smaller businesses as well. And sometimes people just want a little bit of coaching or like a little consultation or something like that, which we're happy to help with as well. It's just great to like help out businesses, especially after COVID as well, whenever they're sort of struggling a wee bit, and just help them get back online and show off on their social media.
Brilliant. And is there a particular business leader that either has influenced you or gives you inspiration?
I don't know about influenced in terms of social media, but definitely one that inspires me would be Grace Beverly. So she's, I think she's my age actually, or maybe slightly younger, and she started out as a social media influencer. And she was selling like her fitness plans, and I've always been into fitness as well, so I was always into watching her videos. But I think the thing I like about her is that she's massive now. Like she's CEO of like 3 different companies or something, but she's not afraid to say that she came from privilege, which I really like, because even though she was from quite a well-off family, she didn't really use that money to start her business. She was selling her fitness plans, and that's how she made her money. But she's very like aware of the fact that she's come from privilege, and she's not scared to say that. So it's really inspiring for me to see someone that's my age be so successful. And even her brands and everything, like she's got sustainable activewear brand, which is amazing. I think she's one of the biggest ones in the world. She inspires me. She's great, and she's so interesting to listen to as well. She's actually just written a book, which I haven't read yet, but I will.
Hey, that'll be something to do over the Christmas break for you.
Definitely. Hopefully someone will buy it to me for Christmas.
There you go. Hint, hint.
Hint, hint.
What's the best piece of advice, Niamh, that you've ever been given?
I actually don't even know where I heard this. I think it maybe came from the book Atomic Habits, but I've actually never read the book, but I think this is who said it. So basically, I like to focus on getting 1% better every day. So I think he said something, the guy James Clear who wrote the book, he said something like, if you improve 1% every day, you'll be 37 times better by the end of the year or something like that. So I think like a lot of the time you get in your head and you think you have to make these drastic changes like straight away. But if you focus on just doing one tiny thing better every day, you know, that's going to make an improvement over the long run, rather than trying to get to here in a couple of days. So I think that's kind of how I try to live my life anyway, by just making small improvements. My friend Lewis actually used to own a clothing company, and his motto was small victories repeated daily. He'll love the fact that I've given him a shout out, by the way. But he's got it tattooed in his arm and all, but that always resonates with me, just thinking like, if you just have these small wins daily, like that makes so much more of an impact than if you try to get from 0 to 100 really, really quick. Even if it's just something small, like setting your alarm 10 minutes earlier and getting up to watch the sunrise, or getting up and listening to your favorite song before you start work, or having a coffee, like that's an improvement on yesterday. So that's kind of how I try to live my life most days.
Really cool. Great advice. I'm a strong advocate myself of, you know, progress over perfection all day long. And for anybody that's listening, the James Clear Atomic Habits, terrific book. So thank you very much for that. So Niamh, tell me, who's the first person that comes into your mind when you think about the word success?
Well, I definitely think success is subjective. So, you know, it's not always just, you know, how much money you have or how big your house is or anything like that. So when you think along those lines, I think probably my mum is the most successful person I know, because I feel like she's a nurse, and she gets up every day and does what she loves, and she's always wanted to be a nurse since she was like 3 years old. So I think the fact that she goes to work every day, loves what she does, she comes home, she has a comfortable life, she's got 3 children that live quite close to her, she's got a husband, and she's just happy, like she doesn't want for anything. So I think to me, that's what success looks like to me. As long as you're happy and you're doing something that you love and you've got people that you love around you, then, you know, that's successful in my eyes.
Your mum sounds fantastic.
She is.
So time to blow your own trumpet. What would you say are your top 3 qualities as a business owner?
I think I've got quite a logical sort of brain in terms of, you know, I have a vision. If I have a vision, I'll be going straight to that vision. Like if my vision's here, there's a vertical line, and everything that is on that vertical line is steps towards that vision. And anything else that's not going to get me closer to that goal, then I try to push it to the wayside. So I'm a big believer in, like, I don't like wasting time. Like I don't like, and I don't necessarily mean you always have to be doing something or you always have to be working or whatever, but there's things that don't align with my goals, and then I try and just stick to the things that are going to get me closer to that. So I feel like I've quite a logical brain in terms of, like, I need to get to here and I can do these steps to get there, which is obviously helpful for business. I would say I'm quite a good business partner, in that I'm very good at sort of sharing the work. Obviously, like when there's a duo, and we're both on the same level, sometimes the dynamic can be quite difficult, but I would say I'm quite good in terms of like recognizing that maybe my business partner is better at something, so I'll let her get on with it, or I'm better at something, and, you know, sort of delegating those roles out, which is sometimes hard to do because you kind of want to not let go of the reins and not sort of take everything for yourself. But I like to sort of share out the work, depending on what's going to be best for the business. God, it's really hard to talk about yourself. I don't know a third one. Let me think. I would say I'm quite good at sort of client relations, so upkeeping those relationships with clients, because most of the clients that I've had now, I've had them for the 2 years that we've been in business, which is quite good, and I think that's like quite a good sentiment to have. So yeah, I'm very good at like upkeeping those relationships, and, you know, having regular phone calls with my clients and making sure that they're happy, and it's not so much like I'm working for them or they're working for me. It's very much like we're working together on this, and yeah, just coming up with ideas with them. I think it's much better. Your business is going to be much better if you can work together on it. And yeah, sort of like both have the best interests of the business at heart.
And speaking of your business, tell me what it looks like in 5 years' time, 2027.
Oh my God.
Sounds more like a time, doesn't it? Than
I know. Yeah, so probably my dream would be to have like a lot of different employees who have expertise in different areas. So at the minute we're obviously offering like one quite niche thing, but I would love to have a bigger marketing agency that can maybe offer services in email marketing, like Facebook ads or whatever the next thing's going to be at that stage. Facebook might not even be around. And, you know, even TikTok creation, content creation, videography. Like, not that I want to be a one-stop shop for everything, but I would like to be able to help a business as a whole. And obviously that takes a lot of different team members. There's not one person that can do all those things. So I think my dream would be for myself and Cara to be above the business enough for us to be working on it, and then for there to be people who have expertise in all those different areas to allow us to go off and work on like client relations and closing sales and things like that.
And who would be your ideal, describe your ideal customer, please, Niamh?
So probably, like, as I said there, you know, someone who is willing to work with us rather than, you know, we don't want to work for someone, we want to work with someone. So someone that's like really willing to get stuck in, get involved. And if we are coming up with ideas, they're really on board, because there's sometimes like we obviously have a strategy, and in order to execute it, we need the people who are in the industry of their business to help us execute it, or to, you know, to be involved. Say, for example, it's, you know, content creation, we'll obviously need them to be willing to be in some videos and things like that. So that would probably be our idea. And like, to be honest, most of our clients at the minute are like that, and which is great. So they're always willing to get involved, and even like we bounce ideas off them, which is great, and they'll come back with, you know, changes or whatever. So ideally we like someone that's doesn't see us as working for them, as working with them as part of their team.
Very good. Sounds excellent. And tell me, you mentioned Atomic Habits earlier on. Are there any other books or podcasts that that you enjoy that you'd like to share?
So I am actually CEO of starting a book and not finishing it. But one book that I read years ago was The Alchemist, that always sticks out in my mind as being, it's just such a nice little book that has so many lessons throughout it. I think the main thing I like about it is the fact that they talk about this thing called a personal legend, which is basically your destiny and what you're supposed to be doing. And the book is all about how this guy in the book has got there, and he has to overcome all these hurdles. And, you know, it's not as if, it's not saying, you know, you have this goal and you can just, if you work hard, you'll get there. Like, you will face hurdles and you will face obstacles, but the amount of times that you get knocked down, as long as you get up one more, then it's impossible to fail. You'll always reach your goal.
Yeah, that book, The Alchemist, has cropped up a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Or in these interviews, yeah. That's really interesting. That it's sort of, and it is one of the sort of most famous self-help books out there. So again, there's another great recommendation for anyone that's listening. And tell me, what's the biggest challenge that you're currently facing in your business, Niamh?
I think probably going back to, you know, where I see the business going in 5 years, it's almost sometimes hard to work on the business when you're working in it so much. And obviously, like, it's just us two at the moment. So, you know, sometimes it's hard to take a step back and actually say, okay, where do we want to take this, or how do we grow from here? How do we learn? So I think the main challenge for us is trying to, like, force ourselves to step back and think of the bigger picture rather than just the everyday work. So I don't know, maybe it's time to sort of think about hiring someone or getting someone in that it means that we can go and focus on other things then. But that's probably the biggest challenge, and it's always has been. And to be honest, it probably always will be, because you're always going to want to work in your business. But yeah, we'll get there eventually. I think we just need to, like, maybe delegate some time to focusing on growing the business and thinking of the bigger picture.
So it all sounds fascinating. And if somebody wanted to reach out and get in touch with you or Maverick Marketing, what would be the best way to go about that, Niamh?
So we get a lot of inquiries through Instagram and our website. So our Instagram is maverick.marketing and our website is maverickmarketing.uk. So not .co.uk, just .uk. And you can fill out the contact form there, or you can just email us at hello@maverickmarketing.uk.
Fantastic. Well, look, Niamh Doherty from Maverick Marketing, thank you very much for your time on this beautiful sunny morning. It's been great to hear about you and your business and your journey. So thank you very much. And I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and every success for 2023. Thank you very much indeed.
Same to you. Thanks very much.